Now at 5, shoppers in Missouri get a discount this week thanks to a sales tax holiday just in time for back-to-school shopping. Plus, we'll learn about area efforts to get more young people registered to vote. And
the acting director of the Secret Service releases new info on the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. I'm Willie James Inman in Capitol Hill with details.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This weekend, shoppers in Missouri can save money on back-to-school supplies. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. The Missouri tax holiday will exempt sales tax from purchases like clothing, folders, pencils, and computers. Gabriel Allen is the owner of GNS Graphics in Joplin. He looks forward to seeing the influx of shoppers this weekend.
The average student going back to school is about $585 this year. That's the national average with supplies and clothing and stuff. So, but the inflation, the tax-free it really is saving a lot of money. It's very big.
The back-to-school sales tax holiday runs through Sunday. Well, the National Retail Federation says more than 55% of back-to-school shopping started last month. The NRF said this school year families are expected to spend, on average, nearly $900. It's the second highest amount in the survey's history. Total back-to-school spending is expected to reach nearly $39 billion this year. Well, families in Quapaw, Oklahoma today are able to snag a free backpack and school supply voucher. The Quapaw Nation's Child Care Development Fund is hosting the giveaway at the Quapaw Farmers Market. The vouchers are available for children between the ages of 3 and 12 who are enrolled in pre-K, Head Start, or elementary school. To receive one, parents must be accompanied by their child and bring proof of enrollment and a copy of the child's birth certificate.
Help our community in ways that there's a need. You know, families right now are struggling, and so we've just kind of made it a little bit bigger than what it used to be. Last year we started off with about 150 backpacks. This year we're hoping to give away 300 vouchers.
The voucher can be redeemed on Amazon. The giveaway runs until 8 o'clock tonight. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, of course, still hot outside for us today, but the humidity has been quite a bit lower compared to what we have seen over the past couple days, so it doesn't feel as bad outside. Also, our temperatures a few notch lower. 90 in Joplin, 90 is where we stand. In Pittsburgh, you can see most of us 90 to mid-90s once you get out across southeastern Kansas and northeastern parts of Oklahoma. But again, not much of a heat index. So after several days that we had heat indices, 105 to about 112, they're pretty much matching our temperatures at this point in time. Clear skies, not a whole bunch going on. We're going to stay fairly quiet as we go through the evening hours. Not a whole bunch really happening for us over the next couple days. Through the evening, we'll slide back through the 90s, 80s, 70s. We'll bottom out in about the 68 degree-ish range. Of course, we're going to look at your weekend forecast, all coming up here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Election season is here, and local organizations and even individuals are hoping to get more people to the polls. They are especially focused on young voters. A study by the Harvard Institute of Politics found more than half of young Americans indicate they will be voting in the 2024 general election. One Neodesha, Kansas teen is working to get young people registered to vote, even though he cannot yet participate himself. He says he believes it is important for everyone to have a voice through their ballot.
So regardless of your political ambitions, regardless of your political party affiliation, the affiliation that I'm the most concerned with and I'm the most proud of is our united affiliation as being a United States American citizen. And that's something that I believe absolutely is reflected in what we're doing here today, and it requires people from every background.
You can learn more about how to register to vote in your county, as well as find other election resources on our website, koamnewsnow.com/elections. Well, the Democratic National Committee says Vice President Kamala Harris has officially secured enough delegates to be the party's presidential nominee. The Harris campaign live streamed the moment during virtual voting. Delegates put her over the top with 2,350 votes. The vice president called in to thank her supporters.
This is truly a people-powered campaign. And I would not be on this call right now and with you all were it not for your support and your trust.
The fact that we can say today, just one day after we open voting, that the vice president has crossed the majority threshold and will officially be our nominee next week, folks, that is simply outstanding.
DNC says it will still hold a state-by-state roll call during its national convention later this month, but it will only be ceremonial. The vice president is expected to interview running mate candidates over the weekend and announce her pick by Monday. Just days after a tense hearing on Capitol Hill, the acting director of the Secret Service faced the cameras. He said the security lapse that led to the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump was a Secret Service failure and not the fault of local police. Willie James Inman has the latest.
The acting director of the Secret Service called the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump a mission failure.
That roof line should have been covered. We should have had better eyes on that.
Ronald Rose said his agents never got word about a suspicious person on that rooftop overlooking the stage at the Pennsylvania rally.
That vital piece of information, and by no fault of anyone, it was a very stressful situation. It did not make it over.
And he said local law enforcement is not to blame.
In no way should any state or local agency supporting us in Butler on July 13th be held responsible for a Secret Service failure.
Rowe took over the top job from previous director Kimberly Cheadle, who resigned after failing to answer key questions about the security lapse at a congressional hearing.
I'm not going to get into specifics of that day.
The acting director had been in the job for just a week when he had his turn before Congress, and lawmakers did not go easy on him. The Tuesday hearing grew heated, with senators demanding accountability.
Fire somebody.
While admitting to mistakes, Rowe praised the bravery of agents who rushed to shield the former president.
Heroism was present that day.
But the assassination attempt has led to a crisis of confidence in the Secret Service. A new poll from the Associated Press finds the majority of Americans have doubts about the agency's ability to protect presidential candidates. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
In addition to the Secret Service's review, the FBI is continuing its investigation as it tries to get a picture of the shooter's motive. Well, still ahead, the latest jobs report.
The job market is slowing down, but one sector is making a big push for more employees. I'm Bradley Blackburn, and I'll tell you what it is.
And next in Health Watch, how multiple surgeries are giving an 11-year-old with a rare condition newfound hope for the future. Topping today's Health Watch, an ongoing clinical trial found a commonly used drug for organ transplants. It could extend women's fertility by up to 5 years. Rapamycin is a bacterial compound used to keep immune systems from rejecting a new organ. It can also treat certain vascular conditions by slowing down cell growth. Studies in mice have found rapamycin could counteract aging of the ovaries, possibly delaying menopause. Well, an 11-year-old girl from New Jersey thought she'd never be able to walk again because of a rare condition. As Christine Sloan reports, she's now defying the odds, one step at a time.
Playing basketball, something Layla Ricks doesn't take for granted.
I knew I would never give up because I always wanted to keep going and I always wanted to keep going strong.
The 6th grader from New Jersey was born without a fibula leg bone.
They told us that they're not sure, but depending upon the growth and how rapidly she would grow, but she might wind up, her right leg might have to be amputated.
Her rare condition is called fibular hemimelia. Layla says one leg was shorter than the other, preventing her from walking like other kids.
They could run faster, they could walk normal, and I can't.
Doctors at the Mount Sinai Hospital were able to save Layla's leg after multiple surgeries, starting in 2020.
These scars over on this leg were from the pins. She had pins put in her knees.
We put on a frame, which is a lengthening device. She wasn't able to put weight on it for a very long period of time. We found that Layla did not have an ACL, an anterior cruciate ligament, or a PCL, a posterior cruciate ligament in the knee. So we used one of her other muscles to create those for her.
Layla now plays competitive softball, hitting a home run in one game for the win. Her message to others?
Never give up and always stay strong, because in the future it's always going to get better.
She's went into every single surgery being strong and being positive, and has come out an even better person than she went in.
Layla will need another leg lengthening surgery when she's 13. She's been given the option of plastic surgery to cover up the scars, but she says she doesn't want to. Christine Sloan, CBS News, New York.
Leila says volleyball is next, and that's when she grows. And when she grows up, she wants to be a surgeon, just like her doctor. Oregon researchers say older adults who are genetically predisposed to Alzheimer's disease can benefit by taking fish oil supplements. A study published in JAMA found for people carrying the APO4 gene, fish oil reduced the breakdown of nerve cells in the brain, which helps improve brain function. Putting a tax on sugar-sweetened beverages like soda could help improve the health of young people. A study published in JAMA Network Open studied 4 California cities where taxes were implemented and found body mass index declined when compared to cities without a tax. The differences were most significant for kids under age 12 who were overweight or obese. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, if you're on the hunt for a new job, we'll have some tips to make you more desirable to employers.
Plus, the heat sticks around as we go into the weekend. We're going to be looking at that coming up. Well, of course, still hot for us today, but temperatures not as hot. We're a few notches below where we have been over the past couple days. Plus, the humidity is quite a bit better this afternoon due to a weak cold front that rolled through yesterday. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Pretty much clear skies. That's what we're going to see as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. All right, new drought tracker is out, and we've dried up a bit. So a good chunk of the region, really most of the area in yellow, is showing us dry conditions. Not a drought, but dry. So we could definitely use a little bit of rain, but we're not going to get any over the next several days. In fact, we really don't have a chance until about the middle of next week. 89 in Carthage, we have Marion days going on. 92 in Anderson, 93 at Grand Lake. Pittsburgh sitting at 90. Independence, Western counties, a little bit hotter into the mid 90s. Outside sitting at 90, north winds at about 10. So ushering in behind that weak little cold front that we had last night. So humidity is lower. Instead of dew point 75 to 80, we're kind of sitting in that 60-ish to about 63 degree range, which kind of puts us in that not bad to a little bit sticky out there, but a lot better than what we have seen. So you can see our heat indices pretty much match what our temperature is. Through the evening hours, sliding back through the 90s, 80s, 70s. We'll bottom out at about 68 degrees later on tonight, which is pretty good. If we go outside, here's our satellite and radar composite. Looking pretty good across the region. Not much going on across the entire Central Plains. Big dome of high pressure kind of being shoved back toward the west just a little bit. So for us, we get a little bit of a break from the extreme heat before it returns for us next week. Dropping down into the Caribbean, we have a tropical wave, which will most likely, it's right on top of Cuba, most likely over the next couple days become a tropical storm and right up the western side of the Florida Peninsula, and then eventually out into the Atlantic, and then we'll have to see what this does as we get into early next week. So this one, at least, will not affect us, unlike the other one, Beryl, that did give us some moisture. 93 tomorrow, 96 on Sunday. The humidity starts to return by the time we head into Sunday afternoon, but still tomorrow it's going to feel fairly decent outside. Let's go into next week. So we're going to jump into Monday. High temps kind of back up near 100 degrees. We're going to be near 100 once again as we head into Tuesday. By Wednesday, we may get a few showers and thunderstorms in here, back into the upper 90s. And then as a front drops through next Thursday into Friday, temperatures will start to back off a little bit and we'll get some rain chances. Quite a bit cooler late next week into next weekend, but we have to deal with the heat over the next several days. 93 tomorrow, 96 Sunday, 99 on Monday, 100 on Tuesday, 96 on Wednesday, and then some scattered thunderstorms Thursday and Friday. But look at our highs backing down into the 80s late next week into next weekend, which will be much nicer than what we've seen over the past several days.
Yeah, I'm looking at those 60s in the evenings.
I know, lower 60s, even better.
Not, like you said, not bad tomorrow.
No, not too bad.
We can handle 93. Yep. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, the latest jobs market shows the market is slowing, but we'll learn which industry is making a hiring push coming up. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the job market has been red hot for the past couple of years, but now things are cooling down significantly. Bradley Blackburn has a look inside the latest jobs report.
The healthcare industry brought on 55,000 workers last month, and construction sites continue to see more jobs. But many other industries, including tech, are seeing a hiring slowdown. The Labor Department says the economy added 114,000 jobs in July, a slowdown from the previous 2 months. The unemployment rate jumped from 4.1 to 4.3%.
This is a significant slowdown from what we thought was going to happen.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says many Fed watchers are now questioning the central bank's decision Wednesday not to cut interest rates, which could give the economy a boost.
I think that the Federal Reserve and economists are now starting to worry that this soft landing that they were trying to engineer may not occur. It could be a lot bumpier than they expected.
Even though it may be harder to get a job in certain industries, there is one sector on a hiring spree. Schools nationwide are trying to hire more teachers with the new academic year quickly approaching. The jobs fair in Lake County, Florida, near Orlando, looked to fill more than 100 positions. Ryan Myers was one of the many applicants.
I've been substitute teaching for the last 5 or 6 years.
Bus drivers are also in high demand. The school district in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, outside Philadelphia, is one place that needs them.
As some people know, there is a nationwide shortage. We here at Upper Darby are not exempt from that, unfortunately.
The district is offering incentives, including free training for a commercial driver's license.
We do all of our training in-house here, so we really try to make it kind of a one-stop shop for bus drivers to make it as appealing as possible.
They hope it's appealing enough to get more drivers behind the wheel. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Know several school districts in our area that are still hiring drivers. Well, the Federal Reserve is set to meet again in September, and economists believe the board will cut rates at that time. Applying for a job and never hearing back about an interview can be very frustrating. LinkedIn asked more than 1,000 hiring managers why they did not bring a candidate in for an interview. The most common answer, the candidate didn't have the right skills. Other reasons include significant delays in the candidate's response to calls and emails and frequent job changes. LinkedIn career expert Catherine Fisher shared the top 5 things hiring managers are looking for once you land the interview.
They're looking for someone who comes prepared, who has really good questions, has done their homework on the company, and is really able to sell themselves in terms of why they're the best fit for the role. Demonstrate that you've been out there learning, because skills, as we know, are changing so rapidly that you're always out there trying to learn the newest thing and keeping yourself really fresh with those skills.
Fisher also recommends including the skills the company is looking for in your LinkedIn profile and resume. Be prepared to explain how you use those skills to deliver results. Well, final check of the forecast is next. Next on the CBS Evening News, how the longest losing streak in pro sports finally ended. And then on KOAM News at 6, we'll learn more about the sales tax holiday in Missouri this weekend. Plus, a Joplin business hosts a school supply collection drive. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. And we're getting a little bit of relief in the weather.
Yeah, at least from the humidity. We're still going to be into the 90s over the next several days, but our humidity not too bad Saturday and Sunday. And then it really starts to crank back up as we go into next week.
Surprising how much difference that humidity makes.
I know, big time.
Well, thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6, and we'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.